I want to introduce everybody to somebody that I've known and loved for many years, Barbara Cole.
Good afternoon, fellow Americans. And I'm sure everybody's as excited as I am to be here today with so many loyal Americans dedicated to the enforcement of our laws and protection of our citizens from illegal aliens who, by definition, are criminals in violation of federal law. For example, Representative Tom Tancredo, our immigration reform champ in Congress for so many years, pleading on our behalf, but was told to never darken the White House door again, and whose presidential campaign was literally hijacked by the treacherous government-controlled mainstream media. Add to that courageous Sheriff Joe, who continues to incarcerate these lawbreakers in his tent city, in spite of being a primary target of our current corrupt federal government. And how about Patriot Senate candidate J.D. Hayworth, who reminds me, this is not a local issue, it is an issue of national security. These are but a few of the many dedicated patriots here today who have constantly warned of the serious threat to our country by these invaders, such as taking jobs that rightfully belong to our citizen and legal immigrants, bringing deadly diseases into our country, which kill and disable Americans, literally destroying our welfare, medical care, and educational system, and most importantly, killing 25 to 30 innocent victims every day, over 3 times the number of those killed in Iraq and Afghanistan put together. So on that note, I'm going to revise my salutation and say good afternoon, fellow victims, because as we all know, that is what every American patriot is today. Victims of the corrupt, power-hungry greed mongers in Washington, bought and paid for by a hate America imposter president with our tax dollars. However, on the flip side of the coin, perhaps we owe Mr. Obama a debt of gratitude. In just over a year, his consistent show of contempt for all we hold sacred has awakened more Americans than all of us have been able to do in nearly 20 years. For example, the voice of we the people ignored as he passed his deadly death care bill. Those of godly faith by his cancellation of National Day of Prayer and then hosting the Muslims. Those who fought and died for our rights and freedoms by his refusal to be at Arlington Cemetery on Memorial Day. And how about his applauding the next president after he condemned our immigration laws? Obama bragged he would have a transparent administration. The only thing that is transparent are his lies, deceit, and his game plan to literally destroy America and enslave our people. He, as we, are aware of the 1995 vow made by the racist pro-illegal alien hate groups, and I quote, "By sheer numbers we'll control your government by the vote if possible and violence if necessary." And the second quote, "We will rid our southwestern states of all non-Latinos." He, as we, heard the vow of the radical Islamic Muslim leaders after the 9/11 massacre that they, quote, "will kill all infidels and rule America." Why then does he refuse to secure our borders and instead welcome millions of illegal alien criminals and terrorists into our country? If not for the sole purpose of of using them as his ground troops to terminate or incarcerate all American patriots who oppose him. Think about it, my friends. Just as Senator Pierce and Governor Brewer thought about it, decided enough is enough of the drugs, the kidnappings, and their state, and demanded enforcement of our laws. By signing SB 70 into law, Governor Brewer has earned her place in history by drawing a line in the sand for all Americans. She has forced focus on the treachery, the deceit, betrayal by corrupt elected officials at the federal, state, local levels who have illustrated they will gladly sacrifice our lives for their own personal gain. As we know, she and Arizona have been the target of traitors now in power, including Mr. Obama, mayors of several sanctuary cities, as well as multiple law enforcement officials, all of whom have betrayed their oath of office. It is now our responsibility to stand up and be counted in defense of her line in the sand, to not only protect our lives and the lives of our loved ones, but also the very sovereignty of our beloved America. This is our turning point. The traitors have underestimated the indomitable spirit of America, and now it's our turn to say, no mas. So the first line of defense is to keep those phones and fax machines hot with our loud and clear message to elected officials. Secure our borders, enforce our laws. No illegal annual amnesty, not now, not ever, or you are out of here. And our second line of defense is to personally support only patriot candidates and work tirelessly to defeat the traitor scum to make this a reality. And finally, and God forbid it should come to this, but if absolutely necessary, lock and load to protect your loved ones. To do less is a betrayal of our founding fathers and the lives of those brave young service people who fought and died to protect our rights and freedoms will have been in vain. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. Thank you.